The 1998 FIA World Rally Championship consisted of 13 rallies, beginning with the wintry conditions of Monaco and then Sweden to test the drivers' skill. The third round took the teams to Africa for the Safari Rally in Kenya. Then it was back to Europe for the Mediterranean rounds in Portugal, Spain, and France. Round 7 saw the crews cross the Atlantic to South America for the Rally Argentina. Greece hosted the next round before the long haul to New Zealand. Then back to Europe, where Finland was the venue. No Rally Indonesia meant Italy, and the San Remo Rally was next. Australia hosted the penultimate round, and then to Britain for the traditional season finale. The Forests of Wales were also the venue for last year's title showdown, when Tommy Mäkinen, driving for Mitsubishi, won the Drivers' Championship by 1 point to beat local hero Colin McRae and take his second successive World Rally crown. For 1998, Mitsubishi were back, attempting to win their first manufacturer's title.
On the information you already have, which tyres would you choose for the first?
Tommy Mäkinen had a new co-driver, Risto Mäkinen.
We have been together doing rally in 1 week, so all the time things looks they are going better and better, so I'm confident to start this season.
Richard Burns and Robert Reid were their teammates.
It's fantastic, obviously, because I'm one of the 8 full-time drivers in the World Championship, and that's a priceless opportunity.
Subaru were chasing their 4th consecutive manufacturer's title this year and had 1995 world champion Colin McRae and co-driver Nicky Grist leading their pursuit. Their teammates were the Italians Piero Liati and co-driver Fabrizio Pons, who were contesting all but 2 of the 13 rounds.
For me, in the asphalt now it is 100%, in the snow, in the gravel 90%, but this year for me it's very important for the experience.
After testing and development work on several of last year's rallies, Toyota had high hopes for their Corolla World Rally car, which was still to win its first rally.
I think the car has a very good potential, but still I think it's a lot to come, and that is very encouraging.
With double world champion Carlos Sainz, the team had every chance of fulfilling their aspirations. The Spaniard was backed by Frenchman Didier Auriol.
We look forward to have some victory. That is more important for me, and one title for Toyota.
The Ford Escort entered its last competitive year before it's replaced by the Focus. Veteran Juha Kankkunen and co-driver Juha Repo led their assault.
We have done quite a lot of work now again for the car, and it feels very good. And Bruno is a nice teammate, good guy.
Belgian Bruno Thierry was delighted to be the Finns' teammate.
For sure, it's maybe one of my last chance, because Ford has been able to give me this opportunity for the full championship, and now I have to take this opportunity with 2 hands.
The glitz and glamour of Monte Carlo, famous for money and motorsport. The tiny Principality of Monaco hosted round 1 of the 1998 FIA World Rally Championship. On the Monte Carlo Rally, more than any other, tyre choice is critical. Studded tyres, wets and intermediates all feature, sometimes on the same stage.
30 left, max 50, K right minus long.
When a stage starts in one valley, heads over the mountain and then ends in another valley, conditions can change several times. If we ride with Richard Burns on one stage, it starts with patchy ice over tarmac, moves to full covering of snow, and then back to icy tarmac again. All this in just a few miles. Leg 1's 6 stages took the crews from Monte Carlo through the mountains to the town of Gap. Auriol was fastest on stage 1, but with drivers having to choose one type of tyre for 2 stages, he found himself on the wrong tyres for the second stage.
A bad choice of tyre, you have a wrong information before the start of the 2 stage. We say, okay, Carlos, start with a snow tyre. It's maybe good to start with a rain tyre, but I am alone to start with a rain tyre.
Piero Liati won in Monte Carlo last year. He and co-driver Fabrizio Pons moved into the lead after Auriol's problems, whilst Colin McRae and Nicky Grist were determined not to repeat their retirement of last year. Their only drama was a high-speed spin on stage 4. Tommy Mäkinen, driving the Mitsubishi, was suffering from a heavy cold and started the leg cautiously, while teammate Richard Burns, contesting every round this year, was one place ahead in fourth after stage 2. Carlos Sainz is back with Toyota, and he set the fastest time on stage 2 to move into second place.
Para derecha pone más ojos sucia, poco hielo, se tira poco gas. Para izquierda capa posible cuarta, tira poco limpia. Para derecha mi ojo se cierra, hielo.
Juha Kankkunen led Ford's assault on the championship this year, but had a frustrating start to the season, suffering a small problem on the first stage.
Right and fast left sumppuun. Oi vittu, se oli jäässä. And flat right and flat left.
Just one slippery corner and hit the wall.
How much damage?
Like you can see, and then bent the wheel also out, and I had to do the next stage with the wheel open, so lost a bit of time there as well.
Bruno Thierry drove the second Escort this year and made a cautious start. Tommy Mäkinen had a good afternoon, clocking up fastest times on stages 3, 4 and 5, moving himself into the lead ahead of the consistent Carlos Sainz, who retained second place. As night fell, icy conditions began to cause problems. That collision cost Oriol his place in the top 10.
We have understeering in the village Barceloneta. It's quite a little ice. It's a car understeering, and we hit a wall with the left. Okay.
The Monte Carlo Rally isn't one of Colin McRae's favourites, and he ended the day in 5th place.
We haven't had a good day, and it was a disaster on the last stage as well. We took the wrong tyre.
Enjoying his first rally in the Principality, Burns ended the day in 4th, although he'd found out how difficult the going could get.
50, slippy maybe, K left plus.
Piero Liati led the Subaru Challenge to end the day in 3rd. Carlos Sainz marked his return to Toyota with a strong 2nd place, although he too experienced problems on the final stage.
Frenando, hielo, izquierda calenta, se abre. Ay, 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 dale, dale.
Well, it's a pity the time we lost, but in any case, I think Tommy was driving faster.
You think you can catch him tomorrow?
I think it's going to be very difficult.
Mäkinen threw caution to the wind on that final stage, ending the day over a minute ahead.
I took quite big risk before the stage. I chose tarmac tyre and all the others chose ice tyre.
Day 2 and 7 icy stages would take the cars back to Monte Carlo over the mountains. Leader Tommy Mäkinen would soon find out just how treacherous the conditions were.
Oikeari plus 3, helppo vasen 2.
Left, right, which was a bit more slippy and narrow place, and just slide off, and we hit the front the wall, and we dropped down 10 meters.
Carlos Sainz was now the new leader. An inspired tyre choice on that first stage saw the Spaniard and his co-driver Luis Moya take around 6 seconds per kilometre off Burns, Liati and McRae. Although on stage 8, Sisteron, he did have one slight problem. Kankkunen shared Sainz's tyre choice, moving him from 6th to 2nd in just one stage. On Sisteron, he set the fastest time to close the gap on Carlos. Sisteron played a key role in Piero Liati's victory in 1997, but this year it was very different. This role cost him 30 seconds. Teammate McRae also paid the price for running wider tyres.
Nothing happened, we didn't have any grip. The tyres don't seem to be working.
Well, it was difficult tyre choice. I think we took it correctly, and it was full snow and everything worked okay for us, and Tommy went off the road, but again, it's still anything can happen in this rally.
nightfall. Bruno Thierry would finish the day in 6th place. After his earlier accident, Liati was happy to end the day in 5th place, whilst his teammate Colin McRae finished leg 2 in 4th. Burns and Robert Reid were 3rd, delighted to be ahead of such experienced company.
Slight right and slight left, 70, slow flat right in, 50 brake, easy left plus 50, medium left, long.
The Ford Escort of Juha Kankkunen and Juha Repo returned to Monaco in 2nd place, but the Toyota Corolla of Carlos Sainz still led.
We have been working very hard and I hope we can be a bit lucky tomorrow.
Day 3 saw the drivers compete over 5 stages in the mountains close to Monte Carlo. It was an early start for Sainz, who began leg 3 with a 55-second lead. But it was Bruno Thierry's Ford which set the early pace, battling with the Mitsubishi of Richard Burns. In the early light of dawn, though, the icy conditions caught out Colin McRae in the Subaru.
70.
Joining in this little battle was Piero Liati, but he finished 4th after teammate McRae beat him over the last 2 stages.
The big battle was for 3rd and it was with my own teammate Piero. Obviously Richard was quite close as well and Bruno, but I knew it was going to be Piero or me that was going to take 3rd place.
55 seconds was a lot to make up, but that didn't stop Kankkunen trying.
Fast left and keep right over 70 to long K left and bad right, tightens hard.
But it wasn't enough. Sainz could afford to cruise the last pair of stages. This he did, giving Toyota its first victory in the new car.
I'm very happy because coming back to the team and winning again, it's very nice way. But the important thing is not how we start, how we finish.
The first champagne of the year for Sainz and Moya. Confirmation of the first result of the 1998 season. Victory going to Sainz and Toyota, with Kankkunen, McRae, Liati, Burns and Thierry completing the top 6. With 10 points for first place, Carlos Sainz had a 4-point lead over Kankkunen going into the next round, while Toyota took an early lead in the Manufacturers Series, with Ford and Subaru joint second.